The White Sox made the most trades of anyone, I'm pretty sure.
You guys did. I was
A lot of
surprised. I
small
didn't
things,
think you
but
would
I'll
get
collect some
anything
fifth round
done.
picks, you know?
You know what? A fifth is better than getting nothing for a bunch of
I know, because all
expireds.
those guys weren't coming back, so.
Yeah, you might as well just get a whole fuck ton for them. Customize. No, how weird. This is not showing me the right stream link.
Is it your channel or the Sky channel?
No, it's the Sky channel.
Oh, okay. I think I could just
Stream
find it.
link.
Is it your channel or the Sky channel?
Oh, I'm echoing. Sky 2056 trade deadline recap. Save. And where is it? Live, 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 live. Fuck. God, dude, YouTube makes it so hard. It's not just like a channel link. It's like a individual.
YouTube
Oh,
makes it
here we
so
go.
hard.
Here we go.
I see it. We're live.
Trade deadline
All right.
recap with
Here we go.
AJ. Fire, fire, fire. All right. There we go. Okay, we are as live as one can be. We've pinged everybody. I just have to figure. Okay, there. Zoom is gone. Okay, AJ, are you ready? Because we got a lot
Ready.
to talk about, and we're gonna try to cram this into like half an hour and get this all through. So we said 8:14. Now, did we?
I think so. So that's Sunday, right? Starting with Sunday.
Yeah, so that would be Sunday when we thought let's play the bum drinking game. I'm not gonna swear this time. I'm not gonna swear once I'm in. You are not gonna believe it. Yeah, so let's start with that. I don't know who Gilchrist is. I think he's a fine reliever. Arizona, yeah, he's fine. Arizona was just getting somebody off. India has so many injuries, so that one's not much. I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
Yeah.
Dagley, that one doesn't seem much to me. I was kind of surprised that Houston was buying, um, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, like, good on them. They're not that far out. Actually, you know what? They're 6 games back. They're further out than I thought. Um, Hastings Anderson, that again was interesting. I don't know why he did that. Bernard, this would be the first big trade I would, or the Marsalek one and then the Bernard one. You traded Marsalek, so I will let you talk about him very briefly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's been a solid reliever for me. I just have some relievers coming up, wanted to get some value as I'm not in the hunt, and I'm doing that. Something interesting, and Ryan might need to fix it. Um, I don't know why his arbitration isn't showing up anymore. I think he has one more year of a minimum contract and then arbitration, but now it's showing up that he's hitting free agency next year.
Um, Major League, yeah, that is odd. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. D-Rich wants us to start with the Copa trade. So you want to briefly go through Copa and Phillips first, because I think those are two big ones, and then I don't think there's anything else.
Okay.
So I would say Phillips was fucking Corey does this every year. He finds somebody with team control, gets them cheaper because somebody's like out of it, and gets like a very good asset for less than what they're worth. I feel like every year, and he just builds a team every year out of like just carefully adding in a guy or two, you know? Like he doesn't
What?
say anything, but his like read on the league and what is happening is very, very good, I feel like.
Yeah. And I like Philip.
Um
His front end
yeah,
contract is nice, so it's just going to keep
yes,
down. And I
that's
think,
a good point.
yeah, his average sucks, but you get 30 home runs out of a shortstop who can play passable defense. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 16 and 10 a year. Was there retention on it or not? I
Uh,
don't think there
no
was.
retention.
Yeah.
Not needed. 16 and 10 is fine.
Yeah, no, 16 10 is
And
very
he
reasonable.
steals. He does it. He has power and speed. So
Exactly. Yeah, no, so I
um,
think that's a good one. I
yeah, I think
Corey is
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Were there any picks on it? Because we can't see that in here.
There were, I believe, a
I would
first
hope
and
so.
second, I think, in that one. I have to scroll so far
I
up.
know.
We had so many things
I was like,
happen.
I hope there's some picks in that at least.
Yeah.
Because, okay, there's a
Um,
second and a third, which makes me feel better. Because I remember
yeah.
Pittsburgh would not trade him last year. I tried. But at least there's a second and third because those specs look like nothing to me.
Yeah, Gamons looks trash. Rom looks like any other guy.
Yeah.
And then we got Copa, who he still won't negotiate an extension with me. He still wants to go to free agency. But I put up a first because I'm like, that's my biggest weakness. I like Marlo Palmer, but Copa's just straight up better, so I'll let him go. I'm not afraid to. That was like the one thing that I thought was an easy ad to use my over budget on, and he's sucked shit so far. So that's annoying. I think a first is probably like if he doesn't re-sign a bit of an overpay. If he ends up negotiating and he's any good, then it's
Will you have
probably
will you have enough to go into free agency and front
oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm my budget's gonna go up like 15 million this year. I got oodles of money. I've got like 25 in scouting right now, so I got flexibility. That's not really an issue. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like Trent on the surface right now, I think wins the trade if we're like picking a winner. But like if I can re-sign him, then I think it's probably better for him. Or probably better for me, sorry. So
Yeah.
um yeah, that was like I think the first big piece to really fall here after Phillips, and then we get to yesterday, or was that today? That was today. We got Bernard.
Bernard. Bernard.
Yeah, who I think is very good. He's very consistent. He's a very
Look, go to
reliable
injury
guy.
history.
Oh, is it? Oh, oh, that's bad. Oh shit. Oh no. He played 3 innings his last start. Do they have him on? Okay, no, that was when he's still St. Louis. So I don't know.
I mean, the injury history is why it didn't cost too much. Third,
Yeah,
fourth,
that makes more sense.
third, fourth, and a tenth. It's a rental. I like what St. Louis got. I mean, he's been shit this year.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it makes sense for both teams, right? Like Indy needs to like gamble on a pitcher or two, and I think that's a guy you do gamble on because it was like a third or something, right?
third
And
and
so
fourth.
yeah, so you know, if he if he plays well for them and they go on a run, it's worth it. If they don't, then I would still make that gamble 10 times out of 10. So the next one we got is you, Stanford Parker. You
Ah, you
sent
skipped my
him,
other one.
yeah, you sent him off to,
You skipped one.
oh, did I? Who did I skip?
Me again.
Oh.
These are very quick, 2 seconds.
Edward
Anyway,
Carroll,
Carroll
the
was
the worst postseason reliever I think you claimed him as.
the relief pitcher of the year 2 years ago and has just completely died for some reason the last
Yeah.
2 years. So to get a fifth for him, I wasn't gonna re-sign him in arbitration. Easy win.
Oh,
Hopefully,
you were gonna let him walk then, eh?
yeah, he's asking for 8 million.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And then Parker is one of the most tenured White Sox in White Sox history. If you go to Stanford Parker, um,
He's like 35 or something though, isn't he?
34,
Yeah.
amazing
Can't hit for
defense.
shit.
He's an Iron Man though. Iron Man with defense. That's his tool.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But can't hit for shit. And hope he makes the playoffs. That's it.
I don't think the Hops are, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh,
So
let's
let's
get
get
to this
to
trade. Oof.
let's get to the first real interesting one. A fifth round pick for Dylan Becker here. Um, um, he was demoted to AAA before he was traded. So this is
And look at
this
the
guy sucks
contract.
shit.
Open the
This is
contract.
yeah. We're gonna get there. I just he's dead. He's so dead. He's got some pretty bad injuries, and Jason, you helped out Dustin way too much, which we will talk about later because like Dustin ended up doing something really weird, I thought
Yeah, he
later,
did the
but
reverse of this.
yeah, which I would that confused the hell out of me. But
But
this
I don't
is
get what was the football excuse? You don't check your player, you just do it on Stats Plus? Like I would never
oh yeah, he was
just
saying
looking
he
at Stats
he
Plus.
I shouldn't trade on football Sundays. I don't know about that one. Jason, I'm not skipping this one, buddy. This is bad. This is so
But
bad,
here's the
man.
thing, it wasn't football Sunday, it was 5:30 a.m. today.
So maybe he sent it last night, which again, like I don't know why
You
he's
gotta check your shit.
negotiating a Dylan Becker. Yeah, because you can see everything you need to on Stats Plus. Reports are updated. Yeah, that was
Contract.
bad. Um,
Like he didn't even know the contract.
yeah, yeah, that Jason. This was almost the whammy of the day and what we would have spent like hours talking about if Daryl didn't help us out
Yeah, we'll
here.
get there. We'll get there.
um, so the next one
All
we
right.
got is Dean Coffey, who
You?
I traded for.
What'd you give up?
Um, I gave up Robert Gauche, who is
The hell's
a
that?
he was a former third round pick. He looks like a fine reliever, or a starter. Sorry.
Hmm.
Like I think he's like a potential dev lab guy. Like think you throw him in, you just try to up his movement a whole bunch, and I think there's a very clear path for
I
him to make
mean,
it.
come on, that's being very generous.
No,
He's
no, it's
pretty
not.
shit. Come
If his
on, this is
movement
the
if his
shit back.
movement potential bumps up 5, he's 50, 55, 55, which plays any day of the week.
Okay, we
That's a
could say
good
that
place to
about
be.
a lot of players.
But yeah, he's adaptable. He's got high work ethic. He's intelligent. I just have a whole bunch of guys like that. He's on the top 500. I got Dean Coffey, who I've got next year as well, which for 2 mil, which I like.
No, this
Um,
was a great deal by you. The spec is shit. Let's call a spade a
No,
spade.
he's not
Come on.
bad. He's not bad. He's got
Okay.
room for growth. Um, he's got room for growth.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but Dean Coffey, I like. I've got
I
him
like
in a
him.
reliever
Yeah,
role.
that was a good
He's
deal
gonna
for
play
you.
stopper. I needed a reliever after Madrano
And for
died,
only 2
so
million next year? Fuck yeah.
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 You guys are D-Rich and Amin are shitting on this, but there's like a very clear path to him being good. He just needs fucking 5 movement, and he's good.
No, he's
You guys
not.
are insane.
He's not good. He's
He is.
no, he's
Um,
he's
Houston.
20. No,
It's
he's not.
okay. So let's move on to somebody else because apparently I'm in the minority here. San Fran was very active. I was surprised, but they're in the hunt. He got Oral Ayers, who I think he re Andrew retained 50%, which is actually pretty good because he got him for next year and he can still
Yeah.
play. Like he's pretty damn good actually. So. I like that. He gave up somebody that I'd never heard of, but I think is pretty good in Madeira. This guy actually he can hit. He can't play
He
like a
needs a
really
lab.
good second base. Yeah, if he can play a good second, like if he can, yeah, if
Second
he can get
base
his range up to
defense labs.
60,
Second base
then
defense labs are pretty easy from what I've seen.
yeah,
So,
and then he can actually rake. So I don't hate this trade for either side. I think it's pretty decent
and he
because
got
there's
a
a pick
second?
attached. Yeah, maybe. I can't
Yeah.
remember exactly
Yeah,
what.
he got a second from San Fran this year.
I like that for both sides. I don't hate that. Um, this one was confusing to me. Again, Jason
What
is
was Jason
just
doing?
I don't know why like he's ARB eligible this year. He's gonna be cheap. I guess his shortstop sucked shit,
But he
but
can't hit.
he can't hit.
Can't get
So he
on
gave
base
up
to
like a
steal.
fifth and a sixth. People are like, well, he can't do much else. But I'm like, this doesn't feel like a I don't know why you'd give up picks for that. Like that's a guy you can find in free agency to me.
Yeah, I know
Um,
Jason's always on podcasts like, what is Jeff doing talking about shit? So I'm like, what is Jason doing
what
this
is
year?
Jason doing? Yes, let's ask the question. What is Jason doing? I don't know.
Let's get to
Um,
the first of the surprising Seattle trades.
yeah, I didn't get this one. PJ Ray for DJ Spencer, and what was the pick? What was the pick? You should know this.
I got a fifth.
You got a fifth for Ray. Um, I
Now, Ray
mean,
shouldn't be as bad as he is this year, and he's probably gonna
no.
be better, but the salary, the contract extension, I just didn't want to risk it because he's one bad dev away from being a shit player.
Yeah, so like on the surface, I think that's like a good deal for Seattle, but like when you think about the contract and what you said, I don't get it. That feels like a lot of money to commit to me
He's a bad
personally.
personality, but he is an Iron Man.
Is
Uh,
he disruptive?
he's not disruptive. No,
Selfish?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. And then Philly traded Hayden Nelson. I think this is for a second or a third at like 50% retained. Nelson's been good again.
I don't get it.
So
I
you
hate
don't.
I hate this game. This should not be a good pitch. You have no good pitches left. Your velocity has died. What is it, Jamie Moyer out here? Like, what is
It doesn't
terrible?
matter. It doesn't matter. The individual pitches don't matter, AJ. You got to reframe everything, buddy.
But stuff doesn't matter either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Individual pitches and stuff don't matter. He doesn't give up homers. He doesn't give up walks. There's no base runners for people to bring home. Extreme ground ball. I think he'll thrive in St.
Now is
Frank
Hayden
in that
Nelson a
ballpark.
Hall of Famer? Not to fully have that.
Ooh, no, no,
No.
no, no,
Well,
no.
he
He
was
was,
in the
he was,
bullpen for so long, and he was an
yeah,
elite
he was
closer,
a
the relief
he
pitcher of
was
the
in the
year.
bullpen for too long, I think. I don't, but he's like split too much. I don't think it's a guy. I'm gonna skip over DJ Spencer, 50% retained. We'll go to Cordell because this one's another fascinating one. He can still play,
What
but
they
you
give
hit
up?
the injury tab. He gave up a third, which I think again is very much worth the risk if you're trying to win now.
I don't
If
know
you
if it
like,
is. He's really dropped off. He hasn't pitched well this year.
7 point. Yeah, he hasn't pitched great. Um, he's worse, but he's still the bars are still there to me for him to be good.
Yeah.
Hayden's Hall of Fame case is probably underrated. That might be a good question. We should debate this at some point. Um, but Cordell can still pitch if he can stay healthy. Again, that's the hugest fucking if. I remember when I first got here and I had Cordell, I was like, he'll be dead in August. And then 1st of August rolled around and he blew his shoulder out in 2049. Yeah, August 13th. He just died. And uh, so again, it's a pretty huge risk if he stays healthy. It's good for Indy, but I don't think he will. So let's get to the second really weird Seattle trade because this guy sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah. At least he got the retention, so it's only 4.5 mil a year.
Uh,
Um,
I
but still,
guess,
why? Why even want this person on your roster? The last 2 years, he's given up over 2 home runs per nine, 2 years in a row. This is
yeah,
the same player you traded away, except he's an Iron Man. That's the only difference. That's the
yeah. And like his stuff has went from 70 to 60 as like from a starter to a reliever. So it's like probably 55 as a starter.
he lost miles per hour,
Yeah. So like it doesn't make sense to me at all.
fly ball, and this.
Yeah, this guy is terrible to me. So the fact that Corey got out of this is crazy. Even just for like a fifth, like he should have to sit with this guy and just like have him rot on his roster, making like 10 mil a year.
And he has
I don't know
bad
how.
splits. Lefties are just going to demolish us. Where is Dustin going to actually put this person?
I That's a great question. I don't know. I'm so confused. Um,
We haven't heard from him either.
no, yeah. Is this Ramos guy worth? Oh, this Ramos guy's not bad actually. I think this was like an 11th or something.
I'll look it up. Let's see.
That guy, yeah, this guy looks pretty decent. He can
Yeah, it was
hit. This is
11.
Yeah, this is like a good fourth outfielder to like platoon or be like your first pinch hitter, I think.
Yeah, it's
This
fine.
is a pretty savvy deal by
I
Ryan
mean, you're not
Foley.
going I mean, they're not going to they weren't going to keep him in arbitration. So
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Kaufman again. Houston, I don't know why they're buying, but he traded or no, Houston
no, they
sold.
sold.
Yeah, this is so yeah. So like he bought earlier, now he's selling. I
I mean,
do I like this guy? He can
Miami
probably
only
play in Miami.
Miami only gave up a tenth.
Okay, so this is a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, he's been dog shit the last 2 years.
yeah. Murray, this guy sucks. Is he at least like, you know what? He can play versus lefties. This guy isn't as terrible as I thought.
Yeah, I like Murray.
Yeah,
Yeah. All
I
right.
don't think Atwell is even that bad. That's why you're like 8 games under 500 of him. This was the first like of the crazy deals to roll in all at once. A Rubio Martin here. This was like a second, 2/3, a fourth, and a fifth or some shit.
Yeah, that's
I was not expecting A for him to get traded, let alone to Boston of all people. I didn't think Tyler had that in him. He needs pitching. Don't get me wrong.
that's the biggest
Non-splitty.
weakness.
I, it's a lot. And then he gave up a first for Wilbur here. So I think does he had arbitration? Okay, that'll be
Silver's at
interesting.
least cheaper. Martin, he has
Yeah,
22
5 mil. That's
million.
actually a pretty good bet. I actually don't. I like that deal for Boston a first. I think that's good for you if you're out of it. Um,
I mean, I'm gonna keep trying. 7 games back, stranger things have happened. I'll take
okay.
the KC first. I'll take the KC.
I like this for Boston though, just because he's got team control and he should be cheap. And I imagine he's not injured. Yeah, he doesn't really have an injury history, so he'll be fine for
Martin
them.
does. That's the
Martin does, eh?
game. Nothing like he's not wrecked or anything, but there's
Ah,
there's
there
been
are.
some
Yeah.
little things. He had a 10-monther, a 3-monther. There's some things. We'll see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not totally zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then here comes Atlanta, who came out of nowhere, and they got Lindboff for a pick of some sorts. I can't remember what he traded, but he put through like 3 trades all at once. It
Wait, Portland
was
gave this guy up?
2/3 and a fifth. He's been dog shit this season.
But why was Portland selling a 24-year-old shortstop?
So I'm confused about this because he
He
traded
got my
for
34-year-old
Stanford Parker, your 34-year-old, and was like, no, my better shortstop who's been playing terribly
who
this
can
season.
also play center field. 70
Kenny.
range.
Oh yeah, this is like the perfect utility man. I think this is actually gonna be interesting because I imagine he moves him to shortstop, Kirkendall the third
No
or
injury
second.
history at a premium
Yeah.
position. Why was Tyler doing this?
D-Rich always goes for guys that don't have injury history. He puts a
Yeah.
priority
So
on
do I. Yeah.
durable guys. And so that he's got range, he'll be able to play short, and I imagine he will bounce back immediately. I don't hate 2/3 and a fifth. I just think it's especially for a guy like who's selling at his lowest. It's just very interesting. Um, we're gonna be here a while.
That's
Um, because this reliever is very, very good.
yeah.
He's
I
got a
have him even better.
53 adjusted FIP.
I have him even better than you. I have him 80 potential stuff and 60 potential movement.
That's insane. Holy shit. He's a side armor, but he's not splitty for a side armor.
That's
Like
because of
this
the change
is,
up. Yeah.
yeah. Like he's on auto renew, or they signed him to 5.2 instead of letting him auto renew at
Wait,
5.
what the
What the
hell?
hell?
Why
Why
did
did
people
he?
do that?
Dude, what is Daryl doing? He
That
was
makes
on
no
auto
sense.
renew the next 2 years at 5 mil.
500,000, you mean?
No, 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 no. He signed him.
No.
Because
I'm saying he would have been 500,000. Why did he get signed?
well, he was a Japanese free agent. Yeah,
Oh,
so he signed him
okay.
for 5.
Okay.
I thought that
Okay.
there was another. Oh, I thought it was a 1 year 5 mil for
I
some
thought he was
reason. No,
drafted
this
at
is on me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
my bad. I'm confused. I thought he was like a 1 year 5 mil like international free agent, and I thought he got signed to a new deal after this for
Yeah,
5.2, which
no.
I was confused about. But
No.
either way, this guy rocks. He's
Yeah.
probably one of the better closers in the league. And Iker Mesa, I don't think my scout has as highly as other people. He's got him at 60 potential for some reason. I don't know why, because this is arguably one of the best bats in the league, in my opinion. Um, this guy looks very, very good. He's got, he just called him up, so there's like 5 more years of control for him.
Yeah.
3 more years at minimum. There's no injury history.
He can play
And
outfield and he'll keep getting labbed. I
yeah,
wouldn't.
he can play fine in either corner outfield with 55 range. I don't think that
And he's
he's
only
like a
22.
liability.
He is,
Yeah,
you ready for this? 4 stealing labs away from stealing 40 a year. Just keep putting him through that stealing lab and defensive lab every.
you know that's gonna happen too after what he did with Josiah James. You know that he's gonna like make him like able to steal bases all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what he gave up was a first, which is going to be a late first. It's going to be like 26th through like 30th.
Yep.
Um, Norbert Tapia, who I don't see ever making it.
He's
I don't.
he's a
This is
one-trick
like
pony.
probably the best pick. This is probably the best guy that he got, but I don't see him ever making it
I mean, we don't know.
personally.
All these players, I don't want to say that, but all these players are just so far away, right? They're all rookie and international.
Yeah,
And they all don't I don't know, they don't have multiple tools, right? Tapia
Lamica
has
looks
power.
bad to me.
Lamica is the
Um,
DH. Uh,
Seabury's interesting because he's got 80 BABIP. I've got 10 minutes left in this meeting. Fuck. But he's like dying to me. He's dying, everything's dropping. It might just be the D+1, but if he continues to drop, he's bad.
yeah.
And then Wenster, who's like a ninth round pick or some shit. I'm like, you can find these guys. I have like a 21st round pick who looks exactly like this guy. So
I like the catcher, but he's so far away, you
he's
know.
an international guy. Like it's yeah, I don't know. This feels like a crazy thing to do just on its own. Um,
Yeah. What is there?
I don't know. I think this is God. If this didn't happen, we'd be yelling about Becker for like 2 days and what
Yep.
Jason did. And yet here we are. I think this is god awful. Um, but yeah, yeah. So the next one was Mikey does this too. He gets guys for cheap just to like, this is a good bat. I think he'll rake in Cali, and he got him for cheap. It's this guy in like a sixth or something. So Mikey always finds a guy. My scout does not like every spec. You just haven't seen every spec ever exist to know how my scout likes guys to be rich. Unless you've seen literally everybody that's ever been scouted by my guy, you don't know. Jason Martinelli for Kenny Griner and like I don't know what else, but this was like
It's a good pickup,
a
but
fourth and a sixth. Yeah, this guy's been Martinelli's been really too good, stupidly good.
I mean, lefty ground ballers always do well in OOTP.
Yes, but like I don't know if he should do this well. But like 80 hole, yada yada. Like he can play, and this was like a very Jacques move to make. He needed a left-handed pitcher. He found one,
Now,
so that's
apparently,
pretty good.
according to general chat, Boston was in the running. If they were to pull off all three starting pitchers, that would have been cool.
If he got all three, I don't know if he should have traded for all three. He would have needed a bat
I would have
before that.
gotten
But yeah.
Martinelli over Martin.
I think I would
Martinelli,
choose Mart. If you're going off of stats, you pick Martinelli over Martin. If you're going off of bars, um, you go by Martin over Martinelli. But yeah, a
and
fourth and a
contract?
fifth.
Come on.
Oh, I haven't looked at contract.
Well, he's expiring, but you could re-sign hopefully. Whereas Martin, you remember, is 22 million next year.
That's a good point. Yeah.
All right, where
Um,
go?
so let's hit
Phillies?
Negu right here. because this was kind of another late one. You want to talk about the slimy moves from our commish here, advancing the deadline 5 minutes, and sneaks this one through.
Yeah. I mean, Merlin sucks. Sandoval. I have Sandoval high. It seems like half the league has Sandoval really high. Like I have him at 80. I have his contact higher. His power I have at 75.
Wow.
Contact at 65. But he's 17. Like you don't know.
Yeah,
It's just a lottery ticket. But
yeah.
there's no like
I
depth
if
down.
you're Philly though, you take that for Negu in a
Oh, for
heartbeat. You
sure. He's
take like a lottery
37.
pick like that, yeah. Because Negu's expiring. Is he still very good? Yes. And he's gonna be nasty on the base path still. Yada yada. So if you're Van, you make this trade any day of the week. I think it makes
In
sense on both
Philly,
sides.
the deadline had passed and they hadn't traded him and he was about to walk for free. Somehow the
Yeah,
trade got
exactly.
extended. We don't know.
Yeah.
But
And this was the last one that he gave up
ugh,
for just like a bunch of
nothing.
random shit. But
Yeah.
again, same thing like you said, it was like the last minute. So that's neither here nor there. That's just like a I don't know. You take whatever you can get, maybe one of those 21st round picks, TCRs. So yeah, I don't know. My winners of the deadline is very clearly Atlanta. D-Rich is gonna be like, oh, those guys are actually good. It's shut up. I think San Fran, now that we're looking at it, is a winner. I think I did pretty well. I think you as a seller did decent. And who was the other good seller? It was why am I not thinking about it? Oh, well, Memphis is I think is a clear winner too. Getting out of Atwell and getting Phillips, that was my other winner. That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. And then
Um
obviously Atlanta was the biggest winner.
yeah. So you wanna very briefly do a predictions on who makes the playoffs post deadline and then we'll call it
Sure.
here.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Yeah. Um let's start with the West. So Las Vegas didn't do anything. They just held pow, which I think is fine. They're like the one team I think that can make a jump. KC can make a jump. Portland might be the odd man out. The Padres might be the other odd man out. The Cascades and Giants got better, and I think everybody else is a lock pretty much.
Yeah. I think there's two spots up for grabs in the West, right? San
Yeah.
Diego and Portland. I don't have confidence.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if KC could go and run, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think you can ever count them out with Hadley Smart, right?
Right. Vegas, I don't know. And then watch out, 7 games back. Never know. These
Lot of room to make up, bud.
bats have to turn
Holy.
on at some point. These bats have to turn on. All right, East.
The East is a little more interesting, but I don't know if it's that much more interesting. Like the
I think
Pirates,
there's only
Brewers are bad, and everybody else is that far out. So it's basically just like, does Memphis up any of these teams? And I think
I think they
the
do.
Twins fall. I think the Twins are the odd man out.
I was thinking that. I think Twins are odd man out. Boston could still collapse. I mean, they're definitely playing better than their bars in a lot of ways. Hopefully,
Yeah,
the starting pitching helps. Um,
yeah. Um, but they might just have a little too much leeway. Like I think it's either Boston or Minnesota. I think it's Minnesota's the odd man out, but I could be wrong. It could be Boston. Virginia looks good to me. The Braves and Marlins are good. Everybody else feels like a lock. Like I think it's just whether or not. I think the Blues make it. I think they've just been on like a tough streak and they'll be fine. But it's just a matter of who they jump. And I think it's do the Twins collapse or the Sox collapse. So,
no.
wow, this was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I thought we'd have like some differing opinions, but there really isn't much. Like, I can't see the Pirates being good. The Blue Jays are bad, and Amin didn't do anything.
Well, his
So,
prices are too high.
yeah,
He's thinking about selling, but
he,
he didn't.
he might be washed. We might have to start calling him a fraud. This is looking bleak here. They're 7 games out, and
I mean, at least
It's not looking
they got
great.
Martin's contract gone, but
Yeah,
they have more money committed next year than they already have this year.
do they really? He does. What the fuck is he doing? He needed to trade Dahlman like this offseason if
Yes.
he wants to rebuild. Same with Alvarado and
He
like
probably
retain
would have had to
50%.
retain, and I don't think he was willing to do that.
Yeah, he has to retain 50% and commit to being bad because it looks bleak. A miner's headlamp with how bleak it looks, as some would say. Um, yeah, this is tough. Wow. Um, yeah, it's just Memphis. Everybody else is bad. I think Phillies did well. The Mets did nothing, which was sad. They probably should have traded this guy, Gaiman, and done something. Like Otano should probably be on the move. Otano should definitely be on the move. So like maybe some missteps here and there by a couple of guys, but yeah, I don't know. This looks pretty clear. Philly was obviously nobody was hating on Philly. I just hadn't gotten to you yet, Trent. I just hadn't gotten there.
And it was fine. I don't think there was any deals that were like, oh my God, you got so much value. They did
Like
okay.
the best they got was Copa for a first. If he resigns, then it's like a win for both sides. So
I
yeah, yeah. That's all I got. You got any closing thoughts before we call this here?
think we're going to be disconnected in about 10 seconds, but got nothing else.
All right, all right. Well, this was great. Thank you guys for watching. We got this done in 36 minutes. Oh shit. So, yeah, thanks for watching, fellas. All the best and best of luck the rest of the way.